What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Gaming Now. Today we have a couple topics to talk about: Call of Duty Black Ops 6, the Switch 2 rumors I've been hearing about, and much more. Let's start off with our introductions. We have BJ.
What up? What up?
Returning us one of our original members, Johnny,
Hello, hello, back again.
and a longtime friend of mine, 20 some odd years, Mr. Son of Thanos, it says. But Muhammad, how you doing, man?
I'm good.
So before we always like to get started off with if we have any new members, we want to find out how they got in the game and their gaming history, the type of games they like. So Muhammad, let's start off with you, man. What got you into gaming?
Ah man, it had to be the earliest memory would be Sega Genesis, Sonic.
Yes,
You
sir.
got Super Nintendo, you got the Super Mario. I mean, all the classic systems. That really what got me into it. And I'll say it's about 20 plus years now, just as long as I've been knowing you. So
Any
yeah.
any games in particular stick out that kind of are your favorite?
Smash Bros. Melee, hands down.
Oh Lord, here we go. Why is that?
Oh man, that was like the first fighter that really, to me, thought outside the box. Everything else was just straightforward, everybody on the ground. But now you got people on ships falling off the edge, special attacks. So yeah, for me that really took off.
In any genre, well, I already know this question, but I'll answer any genre that particularly you favor towards the others.
Hmm. It has to be PlayStation.
Not system, but
Oh,
genre, like
genre.
type of
Oh,
game.
sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, genre. It'd definitely be fighting. That'd be my favorite genre.
I knew. I figured. Unfortunately, I figured that.
Feel like it
Um,
take way more skills than a shooter. Well, certain shooters. Now let me say all, but definitely just the mental, knowing your opponent, knowing your own tendencies, and working through it is it's an achievement.
okay.
I'm
All right.
sensing a strong history, maybe rivalry between the two of you in these fighting games.
Not me.
I mean, when you say rivalry, it has to be close.
Damn, dang.
Ooh, there it is. That's what I was thinking.
Crazy.
Okay.
Johnny, fighting games is usually the only one that I do not indulge in. Those are the only
Okay.
ones. Now
I see.
ask him and everybody else about any other types of game we played, and then even that's it.
You got it. You
You
got
got
sports on lock.
it.
You got it. I ain't gonna hold you.
um, so let's get welcome this morning. Let's get to our first topic. I've been playing Call of Duty, a little Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I know in the past we talked about the success of Call of Duty, but I wanted to revisit it with Black Ops 6 being a huge success again. Some people saying it being one of the best Black Ops games and Call of Duty games in general, kind of getting back to its roots is a quote that I read. I know BJ, I know you played a little bit of Black Ops. How do you feel about it, and how do you feel that Call of Duty is so successful?
um, yeah, I've been playing it, and I do enjoy it. Like more, and people know I stayed away from Call of Duty for I don't know how many years, and I pretty much said I was never going back. But when they showed the trailer, the original trailer for it, when they were showing it, I'm like, this looks kind of good with the movement. I feel like they finally kind of getting it right with that, with the omnidirectional and being able to dive to the side and then slide it and all. I feel like that was a good addition, opposed to what some of the stuff they try to do in the past. Like I think like the last one that I played before this was like Advanced Warfare when they had them jetpacks. I didn't like that. I I I, I could not stand that junk. This, I mean, it's still a little frustrating, but it's Call of Duty. Um, but I think it's a good game. I think it feels good. You get on there, you just turn your brain off, shoot some stuff. I think the number one thing they did though is put it on Game Pass. That's what puts it over the top because even as good as it is, if it wasn't on Game Pass, I wouldn't be playing it. So
Okay.
You guys said it was like well, I guess what makes this one better than the previous ones? So I've played. I think the last Call of Duty I played might have been like Black Ops 2 or something. I think I played one of the more recent ones for like a few minutes. But it's been a while since I've really been into it. Like, why is this iteration different or better than the last Is this is Black Ops 6?
Yeah.
It's better or different than Black Ops 5?
BJ.
Or is it?
I haven't even played a Call of Duty since Advanced Warfare, which was like
Damn.
I don't know, like 3, 4, 5 games ago. So I honestly can't.
Might
I
have been
can't
more than
honestly
that.
answer that question. I like the movement. I like the being able to dive through the doors and
Okay.
dive into the sides, and
Sure,
catch
sure.
people off guard.
Yeah, I ask with purpose this time because I've been feeling like I'm really wanted to play a shooter. I was playing some Overwatch like a couple months ago, but I've sort of run out of steam on Overwatch these days. And for the first time in a while, I'm thinking about a Call of Duty game because I've been going back through some shooters recently. I've been playing some what's it? There's one called Enlisted that I think is pretty new that I just checked out. I didn't actually like it that much. And there's one called Hell Let Loose. So a couple of World War II shooters that I've been playing. And I just suck at that one. So I can't play too much. But I've been thinking about getting the latest Call of Duty, and I think the hardest selling point for me for modern games is the price point.
Yeah, I'm kind of with BJ. I have it on Game Pass, which I think is the best value, especially for PC and you get it on console. I wouldn't have it either if it wasn't on Game Pass. I would not be playing it at all. I think the price point, like you said, and I'm not big. I was where BJ was at. Like I'm not playing Call of Duty. I don't want to play Call of Duty. It's watered down, whatever. They start running on walls and using jetpacks, and I'm like, all right, man, come on, man. I ain't got time for that. I don't generally like the sliding, like a lot of people run and slide. I don't think that's when you're thinking of a war game, but it doesn't bother me as much. But it feels a little bit more fluid, kind of what he was saying. The movement feels more fluid, and I'm actually having fun. I've been playing with BJ and playing with my other brother, and it seems a little bit more fun right now. I don't really know if that's a good selling point, but I can just tell for me when I used to play it, it's bringing me back to the Modern Warfare 2 nuke days when people shooting noob tubes, if you remember that.
One man army.
Yeah, so, any of you guys have an idea why you think Call of Duty is so successful every single year?
It's a household name.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
It's been around.
It's
like 2K. It's always going to sell
exactly. That's what I was gonna say. It's like you got your hardcore gamers, then if you got casual gamers, they playing 2 games. They playing 2K. They playing Call of Duty. That's just how it always been.
Don't forget about Madden, huh?
Madden.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't mean to disrespect Madden, but I don't know. I know it has its issues.
Yeah. I just think it's like the first thing people think of when they say, "Oh, what's the good shooter to try out? Try out Call of Duty. It's your first shooter. Go ahead and try it out." Yep.
It's like the ultimate casual game.
And they heavily cater towards casual players. At least from the last few I played, as far as you can pay to win. A new gun comes out, you got the season pass, you already ahead of the curve. The gun is going to be way better, stronger, so anybody can hop in and do good. Well, I mean, I say anybody, but it's not hard to do good if you just buy the season pass.
Yeah, I think with these games that have sort of like a yearly release schedule or however long, I think it might be less about like what the actual new game is, because I feel like there's not too much innovation. So sometimes they try new stuff, but it's basically the same formula every time, especially with like Madden or like the sports games, those things.
Right.
And I think more than anything else, it's like a new release sort of reinvigorates the community. So like, if you have a whole bunch of fans of these games, they're probably all going to be playing the new game, and it's like, oh, I want to join in with this new community. There's conversation about this new game that's going on. I think the business model of these sequential releases only really works like because it excites the community. It makes people want to play the game again, makes people want to check it out, makes people want to talk about it. So.
I mean, I guess my question would be, we talked about it before. We talked about Gears and Call of Duty. Like, I feel like Gears is a hard game. I feel like because why can't nobody capitalize on Call of Duty's shooter success? Battlefield and different, what's the other game? I forgot that Medal of Honor, I think, was one. Like, why can't anyone capture is what is the other game? I can't think. Ghost Recon. There we go. Ghost Recon was one that they just had one a few years ago. Like I feel like Call of Duty is so much easier. I hate saying don't kill me. I know it takes some skill. You know, some people gonna be mad. I feel like it's easier than a lot of games. You shoot, you get killed, you get to come back rather than having a little strategy. Do y'all think that attributes to its success?
It's more so unforgiving too, like you said, with being able to come back. You got like Rainbow Six Siege. You done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I said, you could just turn your brain off, hop on Call of Duty, turn some music on or whatever, and just have a good time, man.
Yeah, I think it's a more accessible game. You don't have to have a strategy. You can just load in and start running, and then I mean, if you do it too much, you'll get shot certainly, but you'll probably still get a couple kills.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, you don't even need a team. You just hop on there and carry if you be that guy, you know.
I think it maybe have. I know I still do this in certain games. Like some games I will get if friends get it. Like if someone's saying I'm gonna play this, I'll get it. I think that has a lot. All right, Johnny has Call of Duty. BJ has All right, I'll jump on and get it too. Like I said, I'm not buying it. I get it on Game Pass. But but just things like that. When certain games come out, you're like, all right, my friend's playing it. I don't know if that's still a thing with people, but for me, it's still a thing. Like if my friends are playing something, I would be more inclined to get it, even if it's a game that I would not necessarily play usually. All right, we're gonna move on to Dragon Age: The Veil Guard. Now, I personally have never played a Dragon Age game, so I'm gonna get a lot of knowledge from some of you guys. I know Johnny said he's played some; he knows a little bit about it. BJ as well. So, Johnny, let's start off with you. Just tell me anything you know or how you feel about the Dragon Age series in general.
Sure. So as like a fantasy dork, as like a person who plays like not only RPG games but also like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff in real life, I'm a huge fan of like that genre, that type of game. So the old Dragon Age games were more like strategy based. Like you would control each individual character and you would like set out like their sequence of moves and that sort of thing. And that's what a lot of the controversy is about the Veilguard, because this latest game is like an action adventure game, much less than a strategy game. I know it still has like RPG elements. Maybe it even has some shooting elements, Andre, now that I think about it. But this game is it's there's no like tactical focus. It's much more just like you are playing your character. You might be able to switch. You could probably switch between characters, but like in the old games, you would like to be successful. You would have to like pause the actual game and like issue commands to your individual characters, and then they would like carry out those orders. So it was much more tactical game than it is now. And I think the idea is that they've moved toward like a more maybe sort of what we were talking about with Call of Duty. It's probably more accessible now. Anyone can jump in and be successful with the game now. But in doing so, I think they've alienated a lot of their older, more dedicated fans, perhaps. That's only one of the controversies. There's a lot going on controversy-wise with the game. People are so I'm probably not going to buy it. I've played every other Dragon Age game up till now. And something that I really dislike about, I think, modern writing is the stepping away from like really dark or intense issues and like making everything sort of like a Marvel movie in like a bad way. It's like people are like joking around while they're like fighting something that could easily kill them. Like if I'm supposed to believe that they're facing a real threat, like why someone wouldn't be joking at that moment, right? They'd be like, "Oh my god, this thing's gonna kill me."
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm sort of sick of like the quips. I'm sick of the like, "Oh, we'll all make it" attitude. I don't know where that comes from or why people supposedly want it. Maybe it's to make it more child friendly because I guess the money is with kids these days, supposedly.
Yeah.
But yeah, clearly I've got a lot of opinions. I don't want to dominate the conversation.
Okay. Oh no, please. It's all good.
No, you're good. Yeah. I'm new to Dragon Age. I have no prior knowledge.
BJ, what you think about?
After the last one, which I don't even know if that was the last one before this, but the last one I played was Inquisition.
That's right. Yeah.
That is the last one. So I
Yeah.
guess I played them all up until this point too. Then,
Mhm.
but I'm kind of also of that vein. Like I really liked the first one when it was more like kind of turn based ish, where you have to like like John was saying, you got to plan out your moves and whatever. It was way. I mean, I don't know how it is now. It was way more like story driven with what was going on, and like it took a way much more serious tone. Like I still remember like in the beginning when you were like doing I forget the Great Warden stuff where you had to
Mhm.
drink that little
Mhm.
blood out of the cup, and
Yeah.
and it kind of had had some suspense to it. Like you almost felt like, am I gonna actually die if I drink this? Like you know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Mhm.
Like it really had you questioning if you wanted to actually do it or not.
Mhm.
And again, I feel like they have been since the first one, they have been straying further and further away from that. Because even the second one was more like action based, right? Like
You're right. You're right. I hearing you talk about the first one. I'm like, the memories are coming back. I'm like,
yeah,
damn, that was a good game. That was a good game.
Unfortunately I never finished
load
it,
that
but
up.
I got pretty deep in there, man, and I wouldn't mind going back. I would probably go back to the first one before I
Yeah,
would play this new one
I
personally.
might do
Even
that
though
actually.
that video it didn't look too bad from what you played on the screen, Dre. But I mean, I've never been the biggest Dragon Age fan, but I mean, I have played them, and I like strategy better. But
Mhm.
maybe that's just me being a nerd.
I think it's pretty six. That must be old BioWare games. That's Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
That's a good game. That's a good game. Oh, okay. That might be the old
Oh,
Guardian.
this is from the first one. Yeah. This is this from the first one or is this the new one?
This is a new
Oh,
one.
That's
this is the
got to
new
be the
one.
new
This is the
one.
new
Yeah,
one.
that's the
When
new
Yeah.
you
one.
guys say turn based, are you saying like a Baldur's Gate 3 kind of thing?
Yeah,
Kinda, yeah.
it's sort of like half. It's like the timer never stops. Like it doesn't like stop on your turn. It continues going. But you can pause the camera and issue orders you can pause the game time and issue orders to everybody with like I forget what it was called. It was like the tactical view, something like that. And if you wanted to play on harder difficulties, you had to do that. You couldn't just play one character and press your buttons. Let's see. Yeah, I think there's something about the idea of like starting as a nobody and like rising to power and like gaining power and getting more powerful. That is really appealing to me because I remember in Inquisition, you started the game, you like revealed that you have some sort of magic portal shutting power in your hand or something like that, and then they made you like the leader of the whole organization for like no good reason except like you have the green hole in your hand, and it was like what are you talking about? It just didn't make any sense that like you now are the leader of this. I had my gripes with Inquisition, but I still played enough of it to be satisfied. But I don't know. The new game looks like it was inspired by the Harry Potter game. I guess that's what it reminds me of, play style wise. And I don't know. I didn't buy that game. I probably won't buy this game. It's just not my market.
We mentioned it's a big point of conversation for me as always, with something you just mentioned, Johnny, and then I'm gonna throw it to Muhammad to see what he thinks. But it's when you said you seen like they're catering towards kids and things like that, and we just talked about Call of Duty. Are they just making games easier? I mean, that's how I feel. They're making games easier so people can get in there. Whether it's and Fortnite does take skill with the building and stuff. But how do you guys feel about just the general general comments that I'm making? That game, they're just making games easier so people can get in them. It looks like kind of you said that a little bit with Dragon Age. So Mo, what do you think about that? You feel like they're making games easier than when we were like a little bit younger?
Oh yeah, definitely. You always got updates to balance. You got certain modes, like you said with Fortnite, it used to take skill with the building, but then they threw on a no build mode for those who couldn't keep up. So it's like it's a business at the end of the day. So we're gonna get as many people as we can in here, whether we got to water down the what we started from, whether we have to make it slightly easier for newcomers, because you got, like I said, with Call of Duty is a big one. One that I played from start to the next game was World at War II, and is that the right one? I'm not talking about the one from back in the day, the recent one from about 3 years ago. But I played that from start to finish, and I could visually see if I wasn't buying the DLC, I was getting destroyed. These
Oh
people with
wow.
new ranks and you could tell the aim isn't there, but the gun does enough damage for them to win. So if I get that kill, I think I'm good. Yes, I'm gonna play the game more. Let me recommend it to my friends that's new to first person. So it's
Hey, that could be why I'm enjoying this new Call of Duty, because I'm on there catching bodies. You know, I'm having a good time with that. You know what I mean? So
make you come back, right?
right.
What y'all two think, man? Y'all think they making these games easier?
Yeah. I also think though that it's just kind of because I was recently, because the Monster Hunter Wilds beta test went up yesterday, and I went on there and playing it, and that's another game that I feel like is a good example of them, because their biggest game, Monster Hunter World. Anybody that was playing like Monster Hunter Tribe back on the Wii, or even some of the ones on the PlayStation, that you could tell they made it way easier, and it was their most popular game, their most successful game, you know. But I feel like most of it is because they adding like quality of life. This is like stuff that's just inevitable to happen because we're getting better with designing these games, right? And we're able to put more features in the game that might just be quality of life, but also make the game easier as like a side effect of that, right? Before you had to really track these monsters down, and you had to hit them with the paintballs and all this and that. Now, you know, they got the little magic green line that pretty much takes you right to them or whatever. And then in Wilds, they have like your little monster that you can ride. It auto walks now, like it just walks by itself. You don't even gotta like, which is honestly, I kind of like it because you could do other stuff or whatever while it's doing that. But yeah, I think it's just, you know, it's just gonna come as a side effect to just having the better programming in the games, honestly.
Okay, Johnny.
Yeah, I think it is about accessibility. It's about making it as marketable as possible to as many people as possible. And you know, if people are buying games for kids, then kids got to be able to play it for them to make money. And so I think a lot of games sort of do address or solve that problem, and probably always have, with difficulty sliders or like different difficulty levels. And I think that's fine with me for a couple of reasons, because I have come to accept that I am maybe a medium to hard level difficulty gamer instead of like an extreme or nightmare level.
Okay.
And, I'm finally taking that bitter pill. And I think a lot of online games, they sort of solve that problem by having the difficulty set by the skill of your opponents. So like if you are constantly smashing people, you're going to be met with better opponents. So that difficulty in that area sort of takes care of itself. I think the thing that I'm mostly sick of is who they're catering to with the writing and the tone, which I'm now repeating from my critique of Railgun. I don't know. I'm interested in darker stories, and you know, I don't know, human. I would like to engage with games as art, I suppose, which like makes you think about, you know, your own existence and human experience and that sort of thing. And it's been a long time since I remember actually doing that in a game. I think one that stands out is what was it called? BioShock. That's a huge standout one in my mind for doing that.
Did you were you did you play BioShock?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you would have got it on a 21 question.
We needed you on that.
Oh shoot.
We needed you on that one, boy.
Damn.
I could not figure it out.
Can't believe I missed that one.
Yeah, we needed that one.
It definitely had shooting elements.
We had everything like broke down. We just couldn't think of the game. Dang.
I played the hell out of that game, man. That was probably my favorite game for like 2 or 3 years.
For sure guessed it, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Remember that one part where you I forget, it's like a little steam come down as you're putting it in, turn around and guy standing right behind you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the scares, like the jump scares they had in that game.
I threw my control.
And the characters, the tone, that game was like, everything. Man.
That was a masterpiece.
So good. And then I don't want to, if you haven't played it, if you guys haven't played it and don't know the story, dude, go back, play it. It has probably the most, like, I don't even want to say that. I don't want to say anything if you haven't played it before. Play that game.
Okay.
That's
you might have sold me. It's hard for me to play the single player, but
I highly recommend it.
Mm-hmm. It's awesome.
Surely you can get it for like little or nothing nowadays, right?
Yeah. It's probably on Game Pass or something anyway. So
yeah.
All right. So Nintendo is coming out with a Spotify app. I had to throw this in real. I know, right? I had to throw this in real quick. Like I don't know if you heard. I don't know if you guys seen Nintendo launched the Alarmo. So they launched their own alarm where you can wake up to Nintendo sounds. They announced that like last month. You can wake up to 11. But who's still using an alarm clock? So that's a little weird thing. But now they have the Nintendo Spotify app where you can listen to all the Nintendo music, and you know what Spotify, Apple Music is, kind of thing. Is Nintendo just taking money? Is that something you're interested in?
I want to see this customer group that's interested in it.
I mean,
I just want to see.
Nintendo got bangers now. They got bangers across everything.
The only thing I would get it for is the golden pause menu, and that's it.
Ooh.
I
don't see any other song.
Dang.
Come on, bro. They got the Mario.
Good call.
Come on, bro.
Well, I mean, can't you? I mean, I guess my feeling is, can't you just listen to it on Spotify? I mean, I got Sonic Adventure 2 part of my Spotify playlist.
Or you just go on YouTube.
I guess
I don't even use regular Spotify, so.
Yeah, I guess it's a way for them to, because I'm sure there are enough super fans out there that are listening to music. I mean, I will occasionally put on music from, what's the game we've been talking about for a long time? Like one of my favorites, Mario RPG, that game, the 7 stars game. There's some good music. They've got a lot of great music, so I don't blame them for making it. The alarm clock to me is a little surprising, but I guess there are probably enough super fans out there that would like to wake up to Nintendo sounds.
Hold on! I didn't tell you. Sorry, not to interrupt. The alarm clock costs $100. Sorry, just so.
Okay. No, they all right. They out their mind.
Yeah,
they out their top.
Fully done.
What is it like? You wake up to Toad screaming or something like that? I mean that
would be effective.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have saved so much more by just making it in the app and charge for the app.
I'm saying, look, the Spotify thing, I'm with it. The alarm clock for $100, no. But
what does it look like? I want to see it. I'm not going to buy it, but I want to see it. I can imagine. Yeah,
it better be high tech or something.
So you on the Switch, or is it on your? Can you put it on your phone, or?
I can imagine a couple of my friends actually wanting to get it. I would not be surprised if at our next hangout they're like, "Oh yeah, I got the Nintendo clock, guys."
It's gonna be a conversation piece.
Right, exactly.
You get the music. You can get that on your Nintendo Online or whatever like that. You have to. So the music app, you have to have Nintendo Online. This is the Alarmo. There it is right there. Just like a little plastic. I think they said it was like a plastic screen. I don't even know if it's LCD. So $100 for that, and wake up to your gaming sounds.
And
waking up to that. I forgot the name of that song from Odyssey.
To be completely honest, I think that if Apple can sell a watch for $1,000, Nintendo can sell an alarm clock for $100. That's where I'm at on it.
Yeah, man, if it was like $20, I might get it.
Apple already set their tone for their overpriced products. Nintendo too far behind to try to charge $100.
That's true.
It's
they might get Nintendo, 50. I'd say 50 because they gotta pay 50, but $100.
Well, we know Nintendo got them crazy fanboys, bro. It's gonna be people with them.
Yeah, people will still buy it.
Using it. They're gonna have it just for a collection piece on the shelf. They ain't even gonna be using it.
Oh yeah, I already seen some of the people I watch, I follow. They already have it, and it's just like a collection item. It's not actually using it. So
I'm disappointed that it's ugly. It's like it's not it's not nice to look at. It's a real shame.
Yeah. So I had to get that the music app, because for me, I don't know if anyone uses Spotify or Apple Music, but you can, like I said, a part of my playlist for my students at school, I have Sonic Adventure 2 Battle in there. I have Mario theme in there. I have all that stuff already in there. So why do I need to get a separate app when it's already on Spotify?
Yeah, it makes sense. Compete with yourself.
Yeah, right. So since we're already talking about the Switch, I was looking at the Switch 2 is inevitably, keeps being leaks. There was just another leak a couple weeks ago that no one's supposed to talk about. There's the constant leaks. So I wanted to talk about price. But before I wanted to talk about price, I wanted to talk about the Nintendo Switch 2 launch game. What franchise do you guys, or would you guys go with to be like the Nintendo Switch launch? Obviously, you got the Marios, the Metroid Primes, Animal Crossing. You got all those different things. Yeah, the Zelda. So Let's start off with BJ. Any particular franchise or when the Switch 2 comes out, you can see dropping or that you would like to see drop with it?
I mean, I would say Zelda #1, just because. I mean, we know how that go. They did it with the original Switch with Breath of the Wild, and that worked out. So that's not particularly what I want, and I don't know if that's what's gonna happen since Tears of the King. I mean, it's not brand new, but it's still relatively newer game. So I mean, it's only gonna be one of two if you ask me. It's only gonna be Zelda or Mario.
Yep.
Mario Odyssey is a little older, so I would say they would go with Mario probably.
Okay.
I mean, I guess Wonder, but I don't count. I count Wonder as like a side project.
Yeah, that ain't a.
They
got a new Mario and Luigi coming out in a couple weeks. So
yeah, I have seen that too.
Am I the only one that want them to step back away from? They can keep it, but not make it a selling point. The little handles and swinging. Like, just give me the GameCube control back. They can even make me pay for a new one that's only compatible with the Switch 2. It was just a better design for all their games, and I just maybe I am old, but find it hard to even deal with that extra stuff.
See, you should have been on a couple episodes ago because that's a big talking point about the design. We talked about the design and where are they going to go forward? Are they going to go backwards? And so you saying you would like more of a controller base?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I relate with that because I think I didn't play the Wii as much because I just never really it didn't feel I guess physically comfortable. I was so well. Also, I guess thinking back, I was used to playing that N64 with that weird like middle stick control thing
that you never could use comfortably.
Yeah, right. I guess they've got a history of weird ass controllers.
Yeah, even the GameCube, really.
Yeah, right. But so like I would only really, I think I only really played the games that were compatible with. I didn't play Wii very much at all because of that. But on the Switch, I would play games that were compatible with the Pro controllers, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Andre, if you remember, anytime we got together and had a Wii, the only thing we played was Smash Bros. With the GameCube controller.
Yeah, with the game. Yeah.
Or Mario Party.
Yeah. What about you, Johnny? Any franchise you think the Switch 2 should launch with? Start off with?
Yeah, I think if it came out with if it launched with a new Animal Crossing, I would probably buy it. Just because that's like, I don't know, I've been looking for like a cozy low stress game or whatever, and now that I'm working in an office, like I can close my door and like if a client cancels, there's like some downtime. Man, I think Switch would actually appeal to me at this particular time in my life right now. So I could see myself buying it.
Okay.
If Animal Crossing was on it. Yeah.
Mo, what you think? Any particular franchise you think they should launch with when they come out?
No, Smash Bros.
Oh, okay. He taking the home run.
That's
okay.
One thing I can think of. Yep, that's one of their at least for their tournaments, one of their most popular games in the versus market, and I mean to go right along with the Mario type launch if they want to go. They can put them side by side if they want, but I feel like Smash Bros. They've had their Mario launch, they had their Zelda launch. I feel like Smash Bros. Would be a good way to lead. That'll get people more so into the party games, like get together with your friends. Even throw in, you can still use the GameCube control.
Okay. I don't know how long. I know you a Smash Bros. Avid Smash Bros. Player. How long has the current Smash Bros. been out? Has it been like a 10-year period or?
Since the Switch dropped. That's the one where it dropped maybe a few months after the Switch.
Okay.
So whatever year the Switch dropped, that's how long the Smash Bros. Been going on for.
I think that was 2016.
Oh yeah, so they going on about 8 years. Yeah, they dropped one per Nintendo system, starting with the 64.
Okay. Somebody look that up for me. The Switch drop date, if you can. I think that was 2016. Maybe it was 17.
March 3rd. I actually pulled up the release price earlier when we was talking about this, the price points and stuff. So yeah, it says March 3rd, 2017.
Okay, 17. Okay, so
Going
See,
on
my
10 years.
I already had it
I
up.
mean,
I kind of am the same thing with Muhammad, although he just threw me a curveball. I think I don't know if they're gonna do this, but a new Mario game because Odyssey's so old, and then a new Mario Kart game because Mario Kart 8 is so old. I think they should do a simultaneous. Like these are the two launch games. One of my most competitive games. It sounds weird. I love playing Mario Kart online. I love playing Mario Kart online. It shouldn't make me as mad as it does, but I don't seem to relax. Maybe I need to play Animal Crossing. Maybe I need a cozy game.
Yeah.
so you gotta get you a nice one player game. Go ahead,
Yeah.
relax.
Yep.
I tried a one-player game. I tried Black Myth Wukong, and that was pissing me off.
Well, not that player. One player.
I mean, yeah, that's one of them.
But yeah, I think I just for Mario Kart Online, man, just getting on there, and when you see the starting line, it's like Japan, Switzerland, United States, England. I love seeing that I'm battling against all these different people from all different places of the world. I think that's pretty cool. And then the tricks and stuff people can do. I love Mario Kart. I think that's another game they've watered down. I don't know if you guys remember, but before when you used to get a star on like N64, you can go through the grass, you can go everything, and you got like a speed.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now you get a star and you kind of go in the same speed. You're not even speeding up. You're not like getting faster like you used to. You still can go through stuff, but usually you speed up so they're able to keep up with you.
Oh, that's fun. They just make you invincible, pretty much.
But yeah, that's it. I don't like it, but I still play the game. I had a pretty good rating on the game. So yeah, I think Mario Kart 9. I think that's what it would be, Mario Kart 9,
Mm-hmm.
and then a new.
So they.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, I was about to say they didn't drop it. Like you said, it's old. That's the same one from
Yes.
what was before the Switch? The Wii U.
Wii U. Yes.
Yeah, that's when they dropped 8. I think on Switch it was just deluxe.
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
It's time.
oh yeah, they overdue. They
For
overdue.
sure.
All right, staying on that Switch point of view, seeing that PS5 Pro had that astronomical price, which we talked about in a couple episodes, and we know Nintendo goes with like a lower price point, but with the current state of the economy and different things like that, people are debating if Switch is going to go lower, stay that same kind of 200-300 range, or are they going to start creeping up to that Xbox PlayStation price? So I wanted to get your thoughts on what do you guys think about the Switch price point? Is it going to be lower? Is it going to go with the times and get a little higher? Johnny, I want to start with you on that.
Yeah, I think I would be very pleasantly surprised if they stayed around the same price as the Switch one. I think as you said, with just with inflation, like just the nature of the economy as it's been in the last few years, I can't imagine it staying the same.
Mm-hmm.
It would be amazing if it did, but I'm not going to hope for that because it seems unrealistic to me.
Would that take you a new price? Do you? I think you said you don't have a Switch. Do you have a Switch?
Correct, I don't. My brother has one. My friends have one, and I've never. As you all know, I'm quite satisfied with my PC most of the time. But if a Switch came out, and the reason I would buy it is because of the sort of the portable aspect, because I could sneak it into work in my backpack.
So there you go.
Would you? So would the higher price point deter you, or
it depends how high? If
Okay.
it was $500 or more, I would probably not buy it.
Okay.
But if enough games came out on it, I could see myself eventually changing my mind if it was good. Like if there was a lot that I wanted from it.
Okay, justified. BJ, what you think, man?
I mean, they might go up on it, like you said, because that's just kind of the way we're going with the world now. But one of the reasons why they're always cheaper is because they're always lacking in hardware compared to the other two systems.
Yep.
So if they want to really raise their price, then they're gonna have to come with some impressive hardware to go with it. So I mean, if they do raise it, like I said, maybe another $100. I mean, like I said, I looked at the Switch; it was 300 because I couldn't remember. It was 300 when it dropped. Switch 2, maybe 400 if it's still around that same hardware. I mean, I'm sure it'll be a little better, but I mean, I don't think they're gonna raise it by much, or I don't think they should raise it by much if they do it, unless they come with some serious hardware. So,
okay. Some reports I've seen they're talking about like PS4. We have PS5 right now. They were talking about PS4 and Xbox One level graphics. So not this generation that we in now, but a little lower. So PS4, Xbox One graphics. I don't know if that would be good or not, but that's what they were kind of saying.
Well, like it'll be good in the sense of Nintendo never really seems to try to have high graphics. Most of the Mario games, Zelda games, they like cartoonish. So you don't have like the Call of Duty where it's supposed to be realistic, wind blowing and sweat glistening and whatnot. But for that, what happened to Johnny?
No, keep going. He lost power, so we're just gonna keep it running.
Yep. So with I lost my train of thought. So yeah, it never seemed too big on the graphics department. That really seemed like they left that up to Sony and Microsoft. So for them to increase, I would say it shouldn't be no more justified than $50 to $100 more at most.
Yeah.
Like I still buy it if that's the case. I would say I tap out at 400. You can get 350 from me with smaller storage, but any more, I'll pass.
Okay.
I'm with you.
And will it matter? Let's just say, like these new consoles when they came out, the Xbox Series and the PS5, when they came out, they really didn't have any games. Is that gonna be like it comes out and it has, I don't know, Tetris is one of the launch games. Like, are you gonna be like, okay, just because I want the Nintendo system, or are you gonna be like, I'll wait?
I'll wait.
Okay.
Only thing that even for all the Nintendo, the only thing that has, I would say, from the day that I met y'all, the only thing that made me get a GameCube was Smash Bros. When it came out with the Nintendo Wii, I didn't get it to Smash Bros. So for me, it really don't matter what game it launch with. It just matters what game that I like when it comes out. Because then that's when I'll jump to get it.
Okay, BJ.
I don't know. Right now, I got so much stuff collecting dust. I don't know if I would even do it right now, man. Like with the PC is kind of dominating everything, so I might have to just, and like I said, unless they really come out with something that I'm like, oh yeah, I need that. I probably would have to pass.
Okay. Quick.
I play my Switch. Yeah, I'll go ahead.
Go ahead. Only time. Okay.
I might say, yeah. Now that you mentioned it, the only time I play my Switch is when people come over to play Mario Party or Smash Bros. Otherwise, I don't even know where it's at right now. It's probably somewhere in the corner, dead. So
yeah,
it's just
right. That shit. Man. I thought mine wasn't gonna turn back on. I tried to plug it in. That boy was sitting black for like 30 minutes. I'm like, is it broke? For real.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. You said it's too much stuff collecting dust. Even now, I haven't played my Xbox in close to a year because I'm just PS5 every now and then. Once I eventually do get my PC, I can already see what y'all saying. Like that's going to be the majority of what I be on.
It's going to be over with, I promise you. Because I used to be heavy console, so I thought I was still going to be on the console after I got my PC. No, not really.
I mean, I'm still on it, so I still.
It's a rare occasion for me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Because I mean, BJ, that might change when you get like, let's say you move and you get like a big house or something like that, or apartment, whatever you want to call it, a condo. But then you're gonna have your PC in one room. Maybe you just want to relax on the couch one day. Maybe you got a console or a second PC in the living room. I don't know.
Hey, are we balling, man? All right. But I mean, you're right. You never know. And I do get on my PlayStation every now and then. It's still a couple of games in there I need to finish as far as PlayStation exclusive. But yeah, no, it's PC Master Race over here nowadays.
I mean, the one guy I know, he's talking about balling out of control. Don't quote me, but it's around this amount. He got 6 to 8 PCs. That's what runs this house. So each room has a PC. And I ain't talking. I'm talking about like 4090s and stuff in there.
Dang.
Who you telling?
Go crazy, man.
I send you a YouTube link to his stuff. Like he got 12 or 13 of the gaming pads that y'all like, the real gaming pad. Like he collects the gaming pads. He reviews TVs and all that stuff. So they like the Street Fighter.
That's the one guy you told me about.
Yeah, him.
Yeah. Okay, yep.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right. That's all good. So let's do a little quick draw here. The next Nintendo, you got, as soon as I say it, just give me an answer. Next Nintendo system, over $300. Yes or no?
Yes.
BJ?
Oh shit, my bad. What did you say?
Next Nintendo system, over $300.
Over $300?
Yes or no?
Yeah. I mean, not by much, but yeah, I think it will be over 300.
Okay. Next Nintendo system launches with a game that has Mario in it. Yes or no?
Yes.
For sure. Gotta have Mario.
Okay. Next Nintendo system launches with 2 of their popular franchises. So Mario Zelda, Mario Samus, whatever like that. Yes or no?
No.
I'm gonna say yes because that's their main selling points, man. They kind of need that because they're not,
That's
especially in
what I
saying
said.
PS3 or not PS3 but PS4 graphics. They hang their hat on their characters. I can
Right.
see. I seen some people talking about some Star Fox stuff, so maybe even a Mario and Star Fox type of thing.
I
Who
feel like
knows?
if it's the next year, if which I doubt it, but if it
It's
was to
supposed
release
to be
next
next
year,
year. In March,
oh, then
April.
I say no. I would say it'd just be a Mario game. I feel like I mean, don't get me wrong, Zelda's a great game, but I feel like they've been riding that train and dropping Zelda after Zelda. They got to give it a break at some point. People will start getting tired of it.
Man,
I would
people
People
love
maybe
think.
them
not
Zelda games.
the fanatics, but maybe the casual people.
Welcome back, Johnny.
Hey,
Welcome back.
Johnny.
Thank you. We had a power surge or something that not only did it take the power out, but like internet and all
Okay.
my everything had to be
Damn.
unplugged, replugged. But anyways, I'm back. Hello.
Hello.
Next Nintendo system has controller ports. Yes or no?
No.
No,
Yeah.
I
They
don't think
stepped
so.
away from
Johnny,
that so long ago.
we just doing a quick draw. Like I'm asking questions and
Sure.
just a yes or no.
Yeah. Switch didn't have ports, right? Everything was
No.
wireless.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, I mean,
Switch.
they
Or the
have
Windows or the
USB
Wii
ports.
U. Yeah, you can still plug in an adapter to use controller ports, but basic no.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely just gonna go USB.
Next Nintendo system has it's portable.
Yeah,
Hope so. Better be. It's the only way I'd
they've
buy
been
it. I
stuck with
think.
that for the last 2 systems.
I
They
think
ain't gonna change it now.
they're gonna keep it that way. They didn't pretty much shut down all the other handhelds. So
Yep.
yes.
Yeah, because the thing I was reading was talking about how Nintendo usually take chances, whether we like it or not. They took a chance with the N64. They took a chance with the Wii U, which didn't go well. They kind of took a chance with the Switch, So are they gonna take a chance with the Switch 2 and switch it up? Change something up. So
Oh no, they're gonna follow that same formula until it's not innovative or
Right. I mean,
nobody's
if this
buying
is
it.
Switch 2, then you're gonna be switching them. I mean, you're probably gonna be able to do both again, which I think is pretty good.
The biggest failure in the Wii U, I think, was like their marketing. It's like I don't whoever's doing their market research, at least for the US, was like not with it, I guess, because even the name is like just not appealing. It's like, what is this? Like expansion? What's to the console? It's
well, when I was listening to
That
some
console
people
is
talk
terrible.
this week, they were talking about something you just said. I was actually going to names next. Like you had the NES was so good, but the Super NES didn't do that well. Then you had the Wii U the Wii was so good, but then the Wii U didn't sell that well. So you had the Game Boy, but then the Game Boy Advance, it was going up. The Nintendo DS, but then the 3DS didn't sell as well. So are we looking at the Switch and the Switch 2 doesn't sell as well? I don't know. But my next question for you guys was, they have 2 names that I keep hearing. Which one do you like better? The Switch 2 or the Super Nintendo Switch?
Ooh, I actually really enjoyed the Super. So the first Nintendo console I had was the Super Nintendo. So I didn't even know about an NES. I didn't know that was a thing until I was older. And I think the idea of a Super Nintendo Switch, I like that a lot, just because it's nostalgia for me. Because like I always called it, my Super Nintendo. Like I didn't know that there was so dang, if I could play a console again and call it my Super Nintendo.
I think it is the Super. I'm all about customization. I think BJ knows that. So the Super Nintendo Switch, but with the Super Nintendo colors, like the outline, the color. I mean, that would be could be a collector's edition or something.
The purple and gray.
Nice touch.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Muhammad? Super Nintendo Switch or Switch 2?
I was thinking Switch 2, but now that how Johnny explained it, I'll say Super Nintendo.
Okay.
Just saying the name makes me smile.
Right. I definitely also gotta go Super Nintendo Switch. Boy, I like that.
If it's called the Super Nintendo Switch, I'd pay $500 for that.
Okay.
He said you put an extra 100 on for the name alone.
Oh
Right.
man.
Did they marketing right with that one?
Mhm.
All right, so with Halloween just passed, and they were talking this a little bit of curveball, but I did put it in there. It was a game that I've talked to one of you guys about. I don't know who I did talk with it about, but with Halloween just passing, I wanted to talk about a game that you played that has the most. I don't want to say scares, but the most like gore, violence kind of thing. So I want to know if any game comes to mind, and I don't know if any of you guys played this, but this was when I was a little bit younger, and this game just changed the game. They end up banning this game. So I don't know if you guys ever heard of the game Manhunt, but they end up banning this game for too much.
Oh, I did hear that.
I mean, this was a long time ago. I mean, they doing stuff like this. You can see the
Was that
graphics.
PlayStation 2 or what?
It was PS2, wasn't it?
Was it PS2? I have to search.
I think so. I definitely remember. I never played this game, but I definitely remember it.
I played it, and this was like they ended up having to like ban the game, bro. I was like, dang, is it that serious? I think he was an escaped prisoner or something like that.
Yeah, he went crazy right there. Then.
I mean, it's some crazy.
They said this was before his time.
Yes, way before.
You can do this now.
Oh yeah. I'm sure you can GTA and all kind of stuff. He hitting people with baseball bats, crowbars. So, have any of you played Manhunt? And then just tell me about a game that had just crazy gore or violence, maybe other than the normal GTA's. But is there something you turned on and you were like, "Hold on, man, should this be happening in this game?" Is there anything that comes to mind?
I guess the first one that comes to mind for me is always Mortal Kombat. I think Mortal Kombat's the first one that comes into the conversation with their fatalities and all the drama that they caused back in the day too. And then of course Dead by Daylight with their version of the fatality, which is like the Mori. But I think there's a big difference between those games and what we just saw in Manhunt, because Manhunt, it seems like pretty realistic looking violence. I think that's probably what the biggest concern was, that like, I mean, you could go in the street and you could like beat the shit out of somebody in that way. I think it'd be a lot harder to like rip someone's spine out and summon a dragon or whatever, is happening in Mortal Kombat.
Right.
As cool as that might be. But I think in terms of like flat out gore, I think Mortal Kombat's got it in spades.
I don't know, Johnny. I might try to pull out a dragon later.
Be careful. Yeah. I don't know. I know YouTube be bugging out about some of this stuff.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I be saying other content creators be having to censor the fatalities.
That's why the blood's green in these. Because it's YouTube friendly.
Yeah. I guess that's
the color makes a difference.
Good point. Good point.
What about you, BJ? Any games come to mind?
I think of a game like Until Dawn. I mean, it's more of like a story-driven game. It's not really much in the way of gameplay, but you make your decisions, and if you a lot of times you get one of these people killed, they're usually dying in like a really like brutal like kind of way. Like they don't really hold back on that game, and games like it. Like I say Until Dawn because it's probably one of the most popular ones, but that's another one outside the standard. Like, Mortal Kombat obviously was the first one that also came to my mind. Yeah. But them and that Until Dawn, like they get crazy on there, man.
Okay, is that a newer game or older? I don't know if I ever heard of it.
I mean, they remastered it, but it's kind of older now. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember if it was on PS4 or PS3, but it's somewhere around there.
Okay. I'm gonna search it up right now. Mo, what about you? Any game that come to mind?
Oh, the God of War series.
Oh,
and all of that, just you ripping people apart, cutting people in half. It's all the through and through. Nothing but brutality.
Okay.
So
I ain't know God.
I wonder if a big element of the controversy is like who your targets are, because I think in God of War typically it's like monsters and like fantasy creatures that you're ripping apart, and I don't remember. I don't think I ever remember like controversy about a game that was like super gory yet you weren't killing people. I think it's like
you got a point.
Yeah, and I think it's like especially the GTA style games where you're walking through a city and you're like hurting people. I think that's where people get upset. I think that's where people say, "Where's the line?" Yeah.
Do y'all think Manhunt would fly in this day and age where we're at now? You think Manhunt would fly?
It would.
Oh yeah.
I feel like it would.
I think it would.
I feel like it'd still be some pushback, but it'll still get by.
Yeah, I think the idea that games inspire violence in real life has sort of lost its steam, lost its popularity since gaming has become such a mainstream hobby now.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, whenever they can relate, as far as when GTA, like it's real life, like, oh, somebody can go out and do this right now. People get it's more gory and more brutal versus, like you said, with Mortal Kombat, you fighting a 8-foot tall scorpion. So nobody's really going to be able to relate to that or put that in the sense of real life. Or like with God of War, you tearing apart monsters and deformed creatures. So nobody really too offended by it or feel like, oh yeah, I want my kid getting the ideas from that.
Okay. Well, that will bring us to our favorite segment, video game 21 questions. I don't think there's going to be any controversy here. There's not going to be any controversy here.
Hey, we got some new head. We got a new head on the job.
All right.
So you guys know the rules. Let the question name begin. Let me get a pen real fast. Let me just stand up, get a pen, just so you know. Oh, actually, I don't need a pen. I don't need a pen. I got it right here.
I'm gonna sit up for this.
Let the question then begin. I'm excited about this. Hold up. Before we started, I usually ask someone or something like that, and then I give my opinions. I think you guys are either gonna get it, like it's one. I don't think it's gonna be no middle ground. You're gonna get it or you're not gonna get it. I think it ain't gonna be like we was close, we was that, and then you're gonna get it or you're not gonna get it.
Okay, all right.
Let the question begin.
All right, so where are we starting here?
Is this a competitive game? Is there player versus player in this game?
I think yes. I'm gonna say yes. Let me just check on that, but I'm gonna say yes.
Okay, so that might mean he's either unfamiliar with the game or that it is not necessarily it might not be intended to be competitive. I'm already overthinking it.
Is it more than 1v1?
Is it more than 1v1? I'm gonna let y'all pass on it. I don't know that answer. I think it is only 1v1, but I'm not going. I don't know.
Okay, I ain't gonna charge us for it. Okay.
All right.
Mo, that's the first time we ever got a free question, by the way. So maybe you should ask more and see how much you can get out of it.
That ain't the first time y'all ever got a free question.
Feels like the first time we ever got any mercy on this show to me, Andre. I don't know if you have a different opinion, but
all right,
over there driving a hard.
Johnny, what was your first question?
Was it competitive? Was it player versus player?
Yes. Just looked it up. Yes.
Player versus player.
Okay.
Is there a tournament scene for it?
Whew, he asking some questions. Whew,
that helped narrow it down.
Is that
another freebie?
Let me search on that. Go to the next question.
All right. See, I want to ask: is this game? Did it come out in the 80s or 90s?
No.
Okay. Probably 2000s or higher. I doubt it's going to be anything before that.
Is it on?
Muhammad, that's 4 questions right now. They say there is a tournament scene for it.
Okay.
I mean, but you can go tournaments for everything.
Well, I think that's 3 questions, right? Because one of them didn't count. We've got 3 questions. We've got 1, it's competitive. 2, well, no, I guess we do have 4, don't we?
4, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. It's in the 2000s or later. Player versus player.
We don't know if it's more than 1v1.
We don't know that one.
Okay,
So
is it a console exclusive game?
Yes, it's an exclusive game.
All right.
Hmm.
So probably
That's
PlayStation or maybe Nintendo. Because I mean,
All right, narrowed it down to
or
the
I guess
big three.
Xbox. Yeah. Well, we know it's not on multiple platforms, so we
Right.
can start thinking
Yeah,
about like.
Player
This is the
versus
first time I feel like that we got that question that answered that way.
player versus player exclusive.
Is there multiple iterations of it as far as like part 1, part 2, part 3?
No.
Okay, so it's just a one.
One game.
Competitive somewhere after the 2000s. Is it a
Maybe.
shooter-based game?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna slow down. I'm gonna let y'all ask the next.
It's good. It's good. It's probably better because we be taking forever to think of a question. Man, I'm over here thinking right now.
Not a shooter. Could possibly be a fighter, or maybe
We
a
these are we can
co-op
try
game.
to we can get some genres out there. We can.
Right. Anybody got a good genre guess?
I might take a shot in the dark just because it's the day after Halloween here. Is it a horror game?
No.
Okay. So
I was sure about to say Dead by Daylight.
I was thinking it, but it's the only thing that took me away from it was that it's not an exclusive. It's on Xbox.
Yeah, that's true.
And I wouldn't have had any pauses from Dead by Daylight. That would.
There is a tournament scene for that game too.
Exclusive though. So exclusive to what? Is it PlayStation?
Yeah, I'm having a hard time even thinking of exclusive games anymore.
So what questions? How many questions we got?
8.
8 out of 21. Because our comment.
Is it a shooter?
Nope, I had already asked that one.
Yeah, oh, you did? Okay. Sorry, what was the answer?
No.
No.
You didn't know.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Does it have... I'm not even going to ask. I'm not actually asking it if it has shooting elements. I'm not asking it.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Is it a fighter?
No.
Player, no fighter, no shooter.
All right.
What the hell, man?
Okay, so we know it got PvP or kinda or
Yeah.
It does. I say yes.
Okay, for sure it got PvP. Is that like? I don't want to ask this. Like, is that the main thing in the game or
no?
Okay,
that's 10.
So it's a
Does it have a story mode? Oh wait, don't answer that. Don't answer that.
Yeah, that's pretty much
PJ.
Yes, sir. I mean, yeah, we kind of asked the same question different ways, right?
Okay.
Because I mean, I asked if that was the main thing. He said no, so I assume there's probably
you gotta have other, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I hate these.
If it's not a fighter, it's not a shooter. That could be a sports game, RPG. A lot of RPGs, player versus player. That came out in 2000.
I mean, remember, even though I'm not ever supposed to throw out hints, remember, you said, like Muhammad said, it came out in the 2000s, 2000 to 24. I mean, you got to narrow down in the year, the console,
You know, like I kind of want to ask. I kind of want to just know if it's a PlayStation exclusive or if it's but I don't know how much that would help me.
I mean, we could ask the question of, does the controller we can narrow it to PlayStation, Xbox, and say that's a controller, not require you to do this.
Honestly, that might not be a bad question because we could rule out a lot. We could rule out PC. We could rule out
Nintendo
systems.
So yeah, so that Andre.
Well, hold on. Let's see. We could ask, do the controllers have like a 4-button setup like on the right?
You're right.
Do the controllers for the console have a 4-button setup on the right thumb?
No.
Okay. Okay.
So it could be Xbox and PlayStation.
Could be computer.
Or it could be like or it could be like old Nintendo when they had 6 buttons.
I thought we ruled out computer, didn't we? Andre, one of the first questions.
Exclusive.
You asked if it was
said console exclusive.
You asked if it was a console exclusive, and he said yes, it's an exclusive. He didn't say specifically that it wasn't. I'm wondering. Well, let me ask you, Andre. Do you consider PC a console?
Yeah, that's all. Yes, that's a part. Yeah. That's a part of the thing.
So damn, that was a wasted question then.
Because there are just some games just on PC.
Mm-hmm.
You said it has to be on PC too because you said the 4-button setup on the right thumb. So,
and we just getting into the podcast. So once we get to like episode 20, I'll stop doing this. But remember, Game Boy Advance and stuff, those didn't have. Though the little
that's
thing.
Not a console though.
A handheld is a Game Boy Advance, a console. A Game Boy
is
a
console.
That's what people.
I feel like for me at least, I rule handhelds under a different area.
What area would that be?
Non-console area. When I think console, I think you got a system.
I said too much already. I'm sorry.
You said too much.
Right. You got to take everything we can get. So it's a handheld game.
I ain't say that. I'm just saying, I'm just saying that because Johnny said like PC. Yeah. So like that PC is a console too.
Okay, so it's come out. I think as a PC player, maybe we've got some talking to do to figure out exactly what and what isn't. Maybe platforms is the best word, like different platforms instead of different consoles.
Yeah, point. Can we say that? Can we say like a console and a handheld is a different platform?
No.
That makes sense to me. Let's see. We still don't really know what type of game it is, right? And we don't know
really.
We
not a shooter.
It's not a shooter and not a fighter.
All we know is that it's not on a 4-button. The console that it is on, or the platform that it's on, doesn't have a 4-button. Right?
Should we ask if it's a racing game?
I thought about that, but I feel like maybe.
When we talking about handhelds and stuff, I'm starting to think it might be a Mario Kart or something.
I think racing would be primarily PvP, right? I think racing would be
right.
So
it's more than just multiplayer. You have the single player mode.
Got like the Midnight Club or something.
Oh, that's a good one.
Great game, yeah.
Yes,
but
you put 30s on a Maybach.
He said that PvP wasn't the main focus, right? And I think it would be for racing, right?
It depends. Like I said, the Midnight Club, I wouldn't say that.
That's I guess with Midnight Club.
And that can lead to a sport game too.
That was Midnight Club was definitely on. There's more than one Midnight Club. There's I think 3, which rules it out.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Same for Mario Kart too. Same for Mario Kart and sport games too.
Almost all sports games are out.
If it's on Nintendo, because I don't know, I'm looking on my Switch and I mean technically, it do have 4 buttons on that right side.
So this is something not from our classic though. This got to be something that's just a one shot and done.
Yeah, which kind of make it even a little harder.
Right. I'm gonna rule out sports. There's been too many of those back to back.
Yeah,
unless it's something like
them, right?
I mean, there are some sports games that like there were only one iteration of them. So I'm thinking like NHL Hits, like like that was way back. I think that was on PlayStation though, and that
NFL
had
Street.
I had hits.
yeah.
Hits.
Mhm. Good game. It's a good game.
Yes, it
You
is.
think the NFL Street, they have multiple of those.
But so anything on PlayStation is out because that's 4-button configuration. I think we could still get some mileage out of that question. Anything on PlayStation is out.
Right.
Anything on Xbox is out. So we're looking
Anything
at
on Nintendo Switch is out.
yeah, and it's
That's what I'm saying. It's
since,
probably on a handheld.
since the
It gotta be.
2000s. Since the
If it's
2000s.
PC, I'm already out this conversation.
So we're looking at PC.
If it's PC exclusive, then I might be up too.
Yeah.
How
Boy.
many buttons did the Wii have? It had just
StarCraft
like
or
2,
something.
right? Or were 1? How many buttons did the Wii
It
have?
had
Think
one.
about it off the top of my
It
head.
had 2. I think it had 2 on the right side.
Okay, so it could be Wii, could be PC, could be handhelds. Otherwise, I think that's it.
Because what handhelds came out in 2000 to now?
I think we're talking about DS, 3DS.
Okay, so DS reasonable. What did they have that was most? Is it damn, Pokemon be considered art? Would that be considered a fighter? No.
I think it's an RPG.
No, Pokemon. It's more than one Pokemon.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, we gotta just ask some more.
Yep.
That's only way
Yeah,
we gonna
I think we
narrow
still
it
got a
down.
nice. We still got a
What
nice
was
amount of questions.
what
don't
was
we?
the question about? Let me look. We only 11 questions. What was the question about the one-off? How did that go?
Was it a
Was it
series
like
of
a
games?
series?
Like, is it?
Yeah, series like it had your part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. Similar to like NFL 09, 010, 011, like that.
So similar to like, because just so we're clear, being part of a series, and then because some games got one-off. I mean, Final Fantasy that's a part of a series, but then sometimes they got like a one-off of it. So I can let you change the question if you want to say is this a part of a series, because this is a part of, because that's a little bit different. If I'm being honest, and being very that's a little bit different.
It's just okay. How about this? It is still part of the world of the game.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not adding a question. I'm gonna just keep it at.
All right. So we got to revisit that. It's multiple ones.
So there are multiple iterations of the game then.
I mean, that might be the most controversial question, but I'm gonna let it go.
Not necessarily the storyline of this, but it's part of the universe. Like,
yes,
like,
that's a better way to describe it. Yes.
Like how you were saying with Final Fantasy, you got Final Fantasy 1 through this, but then you got one off that's a Final Fantasy this, Final Fantasy that, but it's not necessarily tied into the main storyline.
I'm trying to think of a game that would be.
Ooh, a system or whatever, a platform we didn't think about were phones. We could be talking about phone games too.
No, are we including phone? No, they only want to.
Because we were talking about Pokemon, but like Pokemon Go might meet.
It is
the stuff here because I think there is PvP.
There is. Nah, like if I guess then it's like okay, if we say it's a handheld, is that different from a mobile game?
We could ask.
Maybe
we could
just do both in one question. Because I kind of want to ask if it's a handheld.
Could technically a phone be considered a handheld? Would it not?
Maybe we could ask.
So. Right?
Can you play and walk at the same time? That might be a valuable question. That might.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and. So is it a handheld or a mobile game? I'm just gonna ask both. Okay.
Okay. Narrowed it down.
How many questions do we have?
A lot. You at 12 right now.
Okay.
That's all. Let me just throw it out there. We got
still got 9 more. We good.
So we know we could any big console. Well, shit, I don't know. I feel like it got to be technically mobile game could be exclusive to mobile.
PlayStation and Xbox ain't had no handhelds until recently, and that PlayStation one really don't even count.
The PSP. Don't forget about the PSP.
Oh shit, my bad. You right.
I did add in that Star Wars Battlefront PSP. Oh my god.
You right. I forgot about that.
All right.
I'm just gonna ask: is it Nintendo based?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it could still be it could still be what Mario, like
Pokemon
Mario, Pokemon Go or Mario Run, right on the phone.
I feel like that's too obscure for Andre to use that. That'd be a dick move.
You know him better.
Said
You
to pull
know
out
him
the
best.
phone
So
game.
I'll trust your judgment on that. Yeah.
To pull out the
So
phone game.
I definitely say it's got to be a Nintendo game. It got to be a Nintendo handheld. Multiple ones.
Okay, so we said tournament scene. Yes.
Okay,
PvP,
we also know
yes.
that it's not what did I say, 80s or 90s?
Yep.
So that would rule out the early Game Boys, right? So like the original Game Boy.
I think like exactly 3DS and all of that should be.
Thinking of like offshoots of main titles or whatever, that hint that we got. I'm thinking like Pokemon Snap or something. Like that was a great game, by the way. That was. I think there's a. Is there a? I think there's a. I don't think it's this because there was an original Snap on the N64.
Yeah.
And then,
but there is a newer one. There's a newer one.
Dang, that's a good game.
I'm trying to think which game was the SP didn't. What years is them? Is that still the 90s or is that the 2000s? Man, I don't know.
It's like right on the line.
Because I'm thinking of all the Game Boys where you had A and B, and that was your two buttons that you had. You didn't have.
I'm highly thinking it's a Pokemon game because I had to look it up and see if it's a tournament scene.
Mm-hmm.
And you got player versus player in Pokemon.
Well, I know a lot of Pokemon tournament. I mean, it's a lot of games that have tournament scenes just in this day and age.
Pokemon for sure.
But I feel like you would have known that off the back if that was the case.
We can ask we can ask a question to rule out Pokemon if we want to. Is there a good question that we can use to hit some other stuff too? Like, because we could just ask it. Does the game have Pokemon in it?
We could rule out Pokemon. Just say is Pokemon related to the title in any way.
Is it a Pokemon game? I mean, yes or no. Yeah, okay, there you go. It's a Pokemon game.
Oh,
it's one tripping.
I say yes.
One not from the 90s.
Yep, say 2000s. What was one of the most popular ones? Was it Silver and Gold or what was it?
When did them come out? I don't have this knowledge just in my head.
I'm not. It might be Go. Hold on, let's see. We have a lot of variability here. We could ask like if we're trying to figure out if it's a Pokemon game on a Nintendo console, we can be like, is there a primary color in the title or something like that, or like is there a medal or a gemstone or a weapon?
So that'd be a good one. So I would say either primary color or the gemstone. So that's a good way to go. So I'll leave that up to Johnny to decide which one.
Like you said, can you walk and talk at the same time? And y'all got a lot of different ways to go.
Right.
So now I'm thinking, like, are we saying it's not one of the? I mean, obviously each Pokemon story is different, but we know what the main line games are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So are we looking at like I'm thinking about like a game like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon or something, like one of them random offshoot games.
Did he say that it definitely was an offshoot? Like, do we know that?
Well, we don't know that for sure. Well, this is just kind of an assumption that I'm making.
Okay, because it could still be Pokemon Go, and it also could be any of these Pokemons that have come out before.
That's true. Because
I thought he said to Mo that it was like a standalone game that like was still sort of in the universe or something. But I don't know. Maybe I made that up.
13 questions you're at right now.
Okay.
Hello.
Let's see. Do we want to ask if it is like a mainline Pokemon game? Like, does that make enough sense if I ask that?
I think that's a fair question for sure.
So yeah, is it a mainline Pokemon game? Which means like in the sequence of like red, blue, like okay. So Go is still available.
No.
Mystery Dungeon is still available.
I don't know what you do in Mystery Dungeon, to be honest.
I know
we can hear you still, Mo. I don't know if you. I think we can hear him. I heard him.
Well, we know it's not a fighting game. I'm about to say, but then that's not on handhelds either. Anyway, I was thinking of like Pokken Tournament or something stupid.
So we don't really have too many options, right? Are we ready? We can make a guess, I think.
I mean, it's either Pokemon. I feel like Pokemon Go is the strongest choice.
I think so.
But again, I just don't know how I feel like we should go ahead and burn all of our questions out first, though. Just because. I mean, how many we got? Like,
Oh yeah, use your questions. Don't make a guess. I'm gonna tell you. Don't make a guess to you.
I think we should for sure go ahead and use what questions we have left just to be sure.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna go ahead. Is it a mobile game? Is it on your phone?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
There is another game that just came out, but I don't know if he would even. I don't even know if you even know that game came out. There's this Pokemon TCG Pocket that came out like a couple days ago.
Ooh.
That's like a Pokemon card game.
Ooh.
Like, I don't even know if he even knew that was a thing.
I would say.
Well, it ain't. Probably... Remember, I haven't picked one of the games. The only game I picked was Paperboy. The most of the games I get from somebody else. Remember, I told y'all that.
Okay, I wonder if anybody. I mean, I've been playing that game, but I like card games, and I used to play Pokemon card game back in the day, and this is more simplified version,
mm-hmm.
so it's kind of easy to get back into it.
Could be that. Yeah, it could be that. Those are the only two mobile games I can think of, Pokemon wise.
Yeah, and that literally just came out like a couple days ago. At least
it could be that. It could be.
Is it a card game?
No.
All right, I think it's only one choice.
When you play it, do you flip your finger up to catch Pokemon?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Well, we gotta wait for Mo now. Where's Mo? We can't do it without Mo.
He said his stuff acting up. He just messaged me. So
does the game involve walking around in real life to find Pokemon?
Yes.
Okay.
We did it.
Mm-hmm. I think we.
I would laugh so hard if it was just not right somehow.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
You know, Dre, he's gonna be like, "Oh my God."
I'm just.
All right. We got to give it. Is he trying to come back? Is he working on it, or we just?
Just go ahead. I don't know. I have no clue. He's all he said is his mic wasn't working, acting up. So I'm gonna just let it.
Okay.
It is what it is.
All right, Johnny, I'll give you the honor since it was your idea.
Hey, great. Is the game Pokemon Go?
Yes, it is.
Hey!
Pokemon Go, right there, man.
We did it.
Yes, sir.
Pokemon Go.
Hey, I'm proud of us, man. 2 in a row.
Pokemon Go.
Streak
starting up.
Our losing streak's over, man.
This was the most legit one so far. Well, we had it with questions to spare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Pokemon Go, right there. Yeah, you got. Well, we can talk about that after. We can talk about that after. But yeah, Pokemon Go, good job. Thanks for everyone tuning in to another episode, and we'll catch you guys next time.